I'm chilling.
For those of y'all that are gathering in, I'm gathering in, gathering things. Welcome back to What's in Your Skillet. It's me and my husband tonight, and we're doing little flatbread pizza. So I'm still semi gathering things. So give me a second as I gather.
What's up, y'all? I don't feel like talking tonight, so I'm helping, I'm cooking, I'm making stuff, but I'm chilling.
He does way better at shredding cheese than I do, so he is going to be our shredder of the cheeser, um, and assembler of our flatbreads. Um, so, like I said, give me a second. Let me get things going. All right, so I'm gonna slide this out the way real quick. Get the pepperoni going. We eat turkey pepperoni, all these finest, because we absolutely do not eat pork. But to each their own. You got pork pepperoni, big bang. Cheat code is though, cook your pepperoni a little bit before you actually put it on the pizza, flatbread, whatever you're making. It gives that like old school crisp. Like there was this place in Chicago that I used to go to when I was younger, and my mama, we used to eat in there. We never got it to go. It was like a thing that me and my mom would go do after we get our hair done. So we would go eat there, and like that was like the most authentic pizza I swear I've ever had, man. And it was probably because it was just so fresh. Um, but yeah, the place was Rinaldi's, and like if you could see, it's what is that called? Fennel. Like their fennel in their sausage pizza when I was like a kid, it was so extreme, like but like so flavorful. So like if you know anything about authentic sausage, if it doesn't have fennel in it, then it's not really authentic, man. Like you should be able to taste it. All right, so we're gonna add a few more pieces because we got the long joints.
We got the rectangle flatbreads, so they low key about probably what, a foot?
Possibly, yeah. Oh wait.
Yeah, about a foot long. Let me see if it says it.
So I'm gonna put these in the oven, y'all.
It doesn't really say how long, but I'm gonna cover the label. But it's definitely about a foot long for sure.
So yeah, those are the ones that we're gonna use. Again, don't sleep on Aldi, y'all. Like I don't know how local it is for some of y'all that are in the video right now, or that will be watching this later in the whatever, whenever you get time to. But like we got the cheese from Aldi, um, the pepperoni and the flatbreads. And honestly, it's a quick little meal for the for two people. And I also bought a salad, the little
Bag.
the all in one salad. So honestly, if you need a quick date night, if you need anything that's real quick and simple, you don't know what to eat, I promise you, go stop at Aldi and you'll spend about, I think I spent $12 on this.
And let me hip y'all to a secret, because right now I'm about to shred this mozzarella, and like this is not a fresh block of mozzarella per se. You know, like they do the I don't want to shout out the name, but they have some fresh blocks and some slices of mozzarella um, in the packaged in your local grocery stores. But what this is just a regular block mozzarella. Now, what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna take this hand shredder and I'm gonna shred it. But before I get to that, I just want to say this: shredding your own mozzarella from the actual block, brick, whatever you want to call it, that's probably gonna be the freshest taste you ever get, and that's gonna be the softest, most meltiest cheese you can ever really make at home or have at home. So we don't even get shredded cheese, like prepackaged shredded cheese no more. We strictly stick with just these, and then we'll get the fresh blocks of mozzarella sometimes. And maybe we'll do another live on that to just show you we mix this with the fresh blocks, and it kind of looks like those brick oven pizzas, and it has a little small slices of fresh mozzarella on them. You can tell because they're a little bit more whiter than the standard mozzarella. So, but yeah, so if you like cheese, I really recommend that you shred your own off the block. It stays fresh, and then once we done, like I'm not gonna shred this whole thing, but I may shred 3/4, and once I'm done, I just store that other piece away, and trust me, it stay fresh, it stay soft, all of that.
So the reason why cheese off the block is better, and I'm sure if you're any familiar in the kitchen, there's cellulose on the cheese that's pre-shredded cheese that's in the bags that's pre-shredded in the stores, and that's for any brand. And the cellulose is there as a anti-caking agent. So if you don't want clumpy cheese, they throw it in there to help unclump the cheese essentially. But honestly, if you have a grater at home, this is probably like the best way to eat anything that you need cheese on. Tacos as well, like it gives you the same effect of like Taco Bell, essentially, how you open it up and the cheese is all melty. It's that same effect. So I don't know if they freshly grate their cheese or not, but concept wise, the melty cheese aspect is because there's no additives, no cellulose on the cheese block itself.
And for those of y'all don't know it, we making not homemade pizza, but we making flatbread pizzas with a few different components on it that's technically make your own, not homemade. And let me skip that ad. But so right now I'm shredding some mozzarella, and when I tell you the mozzarella so melty when you shred it, cause like something about these blocks that it retains like freshness and moistness. So you really get some soft cheese and it melts down perfectly. So I'm never going back to like bag shredded cheese. I haven't bought that maybe in
At least a year now.
yeah, at least a year. We might be about a year and a half or so like that.
And I just want to comment. I would like to say we are. I would like to believe that we are connoisseurs of pizza, seeing as though that we are from Chicago. So, and Chicago hands down has the best pizza. Carry on with the argument elsewhere. But we have
There's some places that got some great pizza.
But when it comes down to like
To
all
variation,
around,
we have it.
yeah, all around, like you can go to the top notch places like Giordano's or Luminati's, or you can go to like your more local spots in the neighborhood, such as like Italian Fiesta, or what did you grow up on?
We had Victor's, and we had Guy's Pizza. That's from like 90s, early 2000. We had Guy's Pizza. That's out west. That was out west. It probably was some more in the city.
And see, like up north, we had Pete's Pizza. That's still like a staple in my family. That's still hands down something that they order or whatever. Like when I go, I look forward to eating that. And then Giordano's hands down is like by far the best for thin crust and deep dish. But I'm more so of a thin crust person. I am not a sauce person. Like when y'all see us make these, we literally not gonna put sauce on these. So yeah, like some people overdo it with their sauce and don't understand. Like, yo, a little sauce goes a long way.
Look, your sauce will make or break your homemade pizzas. Crust and sauce makes or break. You really can't go wrong as long as you get some good mozzarella that melt. It don't matter if you're using the block or the fresh sliced mozzarella. But if you really want to go in on your pizza, you gotta make sure you got a good sauce and a good crust. Either way, each one of those is wrong. That's why we prefer to just do flatbreads and naans now, because it just really it tastes good, and you get a whole bunch of variations of what you could do with it. You really can't go wrong with cheese and pepperoni. In our case, turkey pepperoni, cheese and chicken, cheese and steak, cheese and ground beef. Like you can really make you some stuff right. Some pizza tacos. I mean some pizza yeah, some taco pizzas, you know, where you
Yeah, that's next on
using
the list for us actually.
you know some ground beef and some cheese, and then you know you top it with whatever you use. You know you usually eat on your tacos, sour cream, onions, lettuce, whatever you do.
Like I have on my page, I made some turkey meatballs. I like to batch prep turkey meatballs, unbaked or whatever, or uncooked or whatever. But I froze some and then I cooked them and I put them on a flatbread, like a little meatball pizza. And I had some sauce from when I made my pasta, or my spaghetti and meatballs essentially. So it was like pasta sauce. So it wasn't marinara sauce, but all I did was like drizzle it on top. And like that joint was so banger, like it was so good. So honestly, yeah, the concept of just having some flatbreads or some naan on deck to make your homemade pizza is so like, I don't even want to say revolutionary because it's not that extreme, but it's definitely a like food hack for those of us who love pizza and the concept of pizza.
And I'll tell you what too, another little hack I'm gonna give y'all is if you got any local like pizza joints that you live around, like not like Domino's or Pizza Hut or no chains or nothing like that, but local spots. I know in Chicago they would do it for me. Any local pizza spots, you can go in there and ask them to just sell you a couple pizza doughs, like the fresh pizza doughs, not frozen or nothing like that, but they just refrigerated pizza doughs, ready to be rolled out and topped. So that's one thing you could do if you live somewhere in a place that got some local pizza spots. They might just sell you some pizza dough, and you can just take it home and go and make your own pizzas. I don't recommend freezing the fresh pizza dough though. So you know, get whatever you're gonna eat that day. And shit, I said I wasn't gonna
If you're
shred this whole
by,
block, and
it's cool.
I'm almost done with it.
If you're by anywhere like that has like a dope store, like grocery store, some of them grocery stores sell fresh dough. You just gotta be on the lookout. They'll
Oh
be in
yeah,
like little coolers or whatever.
yeah, it's gonna be in the refrigerated area.
So just look for that too, or maybe ask the store. Like I promise, I think Aldi has fresh dough if I'm not mistaken. I'm just very particular about my dough, so I'm not just gonna buy it
And not
blindly.
like the pizza crust that be coming from like Pillsbury that you know that resembles the same box as the pie crust. Honestly, I tried that one. You better off getting you some biscuits in a can and making some pizza.
Man, and don't please don't do that because that's an abomination pizza. I
It
know
don't taste
I know
good. I
it's
don't know what
fun
they
and
tell
cute
you.
for kids and whatnot when you're doing like quick little meals or dinners or whatever. But they sell mini naans as well. Just get the kids some mini naans and have a make your own pizza night. Me and the kids have done that. Well, all of us honestly. Me and my husband have done it before. We done had two or three little naan pizzas. We done
Like
had the
tonight,
kid.
the kids ate something different. We eating pizza. They ate something different. So you know, we kind of going rogue and eating our own meal tonight. Usually we eat the same thing, but or a variation of the same thing. But tonight we on some little quick piece of stuff.
And then once he clears out the pepperonis are done, I just want to show you the essentially how it
I could be
looks.
done.
Okay. All right. Let me get the mitt. But it's basically just showing you what it looks like post cooking. So just a little cookedness to it. It's not as flimsy as it was. Um, and then what we'll do next is assemble them. So I do mine a bit differently. If you've seen any of my shorts before, you'll see. Give me 1 second. I'll step away from the camera.
So while she got a quick pause,
I'm gonna clear this out. So this doesn't melt on
while she got a quick pause, show y'all this little cheese that I shredded. So right there, you know you can
the counter. It still retains
do
like
whatever
its
you do.
fluffiness
Yeah,
and
it
whatnot.
stays fluffy, it stays fresh, and then we put it in these glass. That's a glass little small casserole. So we put them in these, and you know I recommend anything you want to keep fresh, put in one of these, and it's gonna knock that fresh air off of it, and you good. Like, you know what I mean? Now you got you some shredded cheese. You know, it don't never clunk up or get stuck. It stays fresh. Pop this boy in the fridge and treat it just like any other shredded cheese you ever buy in the package in the store or whatever. So,
Alright, so I'm gonna just set it to the side here. I'll see you gonna be using it soon, or like very soon. So as I started to say, don't mind my pan, y'all. This has gone through a lot of baking and cooking. Um, but like I said, I do mine a bit differently. I actually like to season, quote unquote, season my flatbreads before I bake them, or before I top them off with everything. So what I do is, these bad boys should fit together side by side. Yeah. Okay. So what I do is I'm about to pop them in the oven real quick to get them like just warm. Matter of fact, no, my butter's good. Cause like usually my butter's cold, but my butter's been sitting on, so I'm solid. So I do a butter drizzle essentially, not drizzle, spread, and then I do a garlic sprinkle. So sometimes I used to have this garlic pepper powder, and I don't know where we got it from, man. I think he got it. Not gonna lie, I think he got it from the Dollar Tree, but that joint was like delicious. It was a great topper, but we don't have anymore. So what I'm gonna do is use this little minced garlic that I have in a jar, and yeah, it's gonna work wonders for us. And so this is salted butter. I only use salted butter because I don't know. I feel like it's a myth with like, oh, you never know how much salt's in the butter. Yeah, you don't know how much salt's in the butter. Just taste what you're making and see if it's salty enough. Like, it's like you should be taste testing your food. So, with that being said, this is salted butter. I'm going to sprinkle the garlic on top once I get the butter spread out. I try to do it as evenly as possible. For funsies, I love butter. And once these get done making, I'm going to absolutely rub some butter on the edges that are exposed, that have been exposed to the oven, so they're not super crispy. We all like a crisp crust, but nobody likes a super. Well, I don't like a super crunchy crust. I'll speak for myself. All right, so that's that. With the butter, let me get a fork so I can the brush. Alright, so we're gonna brush it on because we want to be fancy with the drizzling on the garlics. Yeah, so I'm gonna get a fork to kind of move it around a bit.
I think it's good.
You think it's good? You going? Okay, alright, bet.
Go ahead and move it around. We're good.
I'm just moving. I'm not moving it off. I'm just moving it around some.
Okay.
Alright.
That's enough.
So we like garlic. By all means, you can skip this step. But garlic adds wonderful flavor. So now, like I said, these are gonna go in the oven for a second and just.
It's just like using the garlic butter.
Yeah. So if you want to pregame your life and make you a garlic butter, if you already have garlic butter,
And I'm gonna
use
take
that.
the chest a little bit off with the fork. I'm scraping it off. Say that.
All right. So in the oven, they go for like for real 2 minutes. My oven's at 425. Alright, so there's pepperoni. Like to have stuff just set up to the sides so you can be ready. I'm gonna go grab the cheese because we sat it back in the refrigerator so it doesn't start melting. Again, ain't no cellulose. Alright, got the cheese. I'm gonna grab my Italian seasoning. Alright, Italian seasoning on deck. The great opportunity about doing a lot of this stuff at home is you are in more control of like what things you like. So if you're a cheesy person, you know, instead of paying the extra money to get extra cheese on your pizza, just buy the little ingredients at, you know, from the store or whatever, and put extra cheese on your pizza. Side note, me and my husband, when we were I don't know if y'all are familiar with Jack's pizzas, like the frozen pizzas. We used to buy those and we would buy our own extra pepperoni. So sometimes we would get it from the deli, like the big round pieces of the pepperoni, like the big joints, or like these ones. And we would add more pepperoni and cheese to like the Jack's pizzas, the frozen pizzas. Those would be so banger with like extra cheese. So if you still eat frozen pizzas, which we still do too every now and again. No, I'm lying. We have not eaten a frozen pizza since we started making these ones like frequently. But if you get a frozen pizza, add some extra cheese on that, and like it makes it a whole nother type of pizza, y'all. I promise you. Alright, so I'm in the oven getting out these flatbread pieces.
Check this cheese.
And you know what I didn't do? Put something in place to catch this heat. Don't mind my oven mitts.
These the ones you sit hot stuff on.
Remember my word trivets from the other day? These are my trivets. I was gonna burn my fingertips. Alright, go ahead.
So typically, what I like to do is I start off with a little bit of cheese. We don't put no sauce on ours. No sauce on the pieces. I start off with a little bit of cheese just to hold some of the pepperoni, because I usually like how my pepperoni look on top. So, but for right now,
you see how the cheese is already melting? Woo!
That's what cheese is supposed to melt like, honestly. So we're gonna do that. And then I'm going right back to the cheese. Boom, boom, boom. Cover it up. And I'm generous on that cheese. Do whatever you like.
But I mean, can you really call it pizza if it doesn't have enough cheese on it? Like, I feel like it's certain components that are necessary for pizza. Your crust, your cheese, and I guess some would argue the sauce. So I guess in a sense you could argue this isn't a pizza, but yeah, this is a pizza. This is what we're going with.
So we're doing the same thing for this one. Going with a little cheese.
It's a family friendly thing. This is like date night friendly. If you got you a little somebody that you're talking to and y'all wanna be fancy, or you wanna impress somebody, but your budget is low, this is something where y'all can literally come together in the kitchen and like make some pizzas and talk about something. You know, everything doesn't have to necessarily be outside showboating, you know, how much money one has. Nah, let's go get some ingredients, go to the house, we'll get a bottle of wine, and let's make some pizzas together. You can make some chicken artichoke, whatever, flatbreads. You can make buffalo chicken ones, vegetarian or vegetable ones. Throw some black olives on one, you know, like honestly, in this aspect, the opportunity is yours to do whatever it is that you want to do. So, again, for those of y'all that are just popping on in, we obviously are making pepperoni flatbreads. This is turkey pepperoni, but you can't really tell because, I mean, I guess if you're looking at the grease aspect, but you can't really tell because, yeah, they look the same. But these are something that me and my husband do. We do this at least once a week, and we figured we'll take you through the quote-unquote step-by-step process while walking you through certain things. So, mozzarella cheese off the block. He shredded it earlier in the video. The flatbread is flatbread with butter and garlic basically spread on top of it to help enhance some flavor and to just provide flavor to the flatbread. We pre-cooked the pepperoni just to help give it a little bit of bite, so obviously it's not wiggly. And to be real with y'all, I'm about to put some extra ones on mine.
I cooked it. Yours, that one is yours technically.
Okay.
In my mind, that one yours.
So, if you caught the last one, he always gets the more presentable ones, even though they all look good. But I always give him the better looking ones, and seeing as though he just made his, he gives himself the better looking ones.
So
Last step.
We're gonna use us some Italian seasoning, and I like a little. I don't like a lot of Italian seasoning on mine. Just a little bit for taste and the presentation.
You can take the top off and use my. I'm just kidding. So yeah, this is okay. I'm good. So this is like the last step before they go into the oven. And now when it goes into the oven, okay. So side note, when I tell you, this was like the very last ones we made. I turned the oven up to boil. Sure, people may know this prior to this, okay, but this was a mind blowing my concept to me. I turned the oven up to broil. Ooh, y'all, I'm finna do that right now. So these gonna melt a little bit in at like 425 right now, and then I'm gonna turn the oven up, and then y'all will be able to see. We appreciate that, man. Thank you.
Used all that cheese.
Look, it's been 14 years, man. I would hope that we would sound like we flow well together.
Hey, appreciate you, bro. Appreciate you. Appreciate you.
And then we have these little Christmas lights up because we kind of skip over like all the other holidays and we go straight to the Let It Snow. That's this man's favorite song. Yeah.
Don't worry, I'm gonna be singing it for the next 2 months. Don't even trip. November get here, we singing Boys and Men until the first.
The first of the year, he means.
January, New Year.
So, but we got those in the oven baking just to start the melting of the cheese initially, and then I'm going to turn it up to broil, and then they should be done like shortly after that. So if y'all are here for the end result, definitely stick around because it's coming. And as I said before, I do rub butter on the edges that are exposed of the crust, the flatbread, just because it helps soften the top of it, especially since I'm about to be broiling it. If you know anything about a broiler, it definitely crisps up your that was a good crisps up your your edges. And yeah, I'm not too particular about a super crispy edge. Oh, I forgot we got salad. So in the description, I had said that we have a little all-in-one bag salad. So again, I know we don't like showing brands, but here we are. Like I said, I got this whole meal from the store that I mentioned above. But these all-in-one bags are so like great. This one has broccoli, green cabbage, kale, Brussels sprouts, and radicchio. My apologies for saying the word wrong. And then it has a poppy seed dressing, which is actually really good, and then roasted pepitas and dried cranberries. So like all of this tastes really well with the flatbread that we're about to make. So he's gonna my wonderful husband is going to get these done, and I'm about to mess with the oven right now and mess with the temperature.
So pretty much when you open the box, you're gonna have a bag full of like little small the salad dressing and some little toppings for the salad. This one is cranberries and pumpkin seeds, and maybe that's it. Mm-hmm. Cranberries and pumpkin seeds. So typically, I switch it up on the salads, but this one of my favorite ones because that cranberry, the dried cranberries give it, not the dried cranberries. I guess it's just crazy.
Yeah.
It's crazy. It's not dried cranberries. But because the dried cranberries, they give it a sweet taste. So I really be rocking with this one a lot. And then it got the poppy seed salad dressing with it. It's really unique if you like poppy seeds. I know a lot of people don't. But if you like poppy seeds and you like a little sweetness to your salad, definitely try a sweet kale salad. Let me put some of these on it. So yeah, some little craisins and some pumpkin seeds.
And they have a lot of varieties of these salads, man. Like I've seen an everything bagel one. They have a steakhouse wedge salad, which has the bacon, of course. So we haven't had that one because I feel like we're wasting money if we buy something that we're not gonna eat. And then, honestly, it's like a ranch dressing, so you can make your own wedge salad for that matter. But there's a sunflower salad one that they have, which has sunflower seeds and I want to say it's a coleslaw dressing. with the cabbage and whatnot mixture. And that one is my kid's favorite, but it's really good just with anything. So I'm now checking these flatbreads because these joints is bubbling.
So yeah, these the little salads, little joints that we're gonna have on the side. And yeah, once we do that, I eat hot sauce on my pizza. I don't know.
What's your favorite hot sauce?
I usually do like I was doing back a long time ago before I stopped eating like the grated Parmesan. I don't eat the one that come in the bottle. It gotta be fresh if I eat that one.
Ooh, I got some fresh grated Parmesan in the freezer. You want some?
Oh yeah, I definitely want some.
So, oh, wait, if you buy Parmesan by the block and you don't know what to do with the rest of it, shred it up, dry it, freeze it on parchment paper, like individually, like flat on a parchment paper. Once it's frozen, you can literally transfer it to a freezer bag or a freezer container, and you got freshly grated Parmesan whenever you need it. Just a little tip.
So I used to do the Parmesan, you know, the one that come in the little green plastic bottle. I used to do that with hot sauce on my pizza.
All right.
Now I just do the hot sauce. Let me move these out the way.
So I'm gonna cut him off, but let's get these little mitts back down. Our trivets.
Yeah, this to keep. That's for the heat.
All right. So here we'll do a close up. Ooh, 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 ooh. Yeah, these joints look fire. Okay. So those are the two flatbreads.
You see how that's looking official? If we would have decided to put some sauce on it, and that's what I'm gonna do on the next one. I think I'm gonna make me a sauce from scratch. I never made no pizza sauce or pasta sauce from scratch or none of that before ever. So I think I'm gonna make me a sauce, an actual pizza sauce, because you know it's the difference with taste and texture and all of that, consistency, everything. I'm gonna make me one, and we're gonna make some crazy.
And so if you can tell, so remember I had told you we pre-baked or pre-cooked the pepperoni. So if you can see here, these are the pre-baked ones. These on the edges are the ones that I put on before putting them in the oven. So these are uncooked versus cooked. So you just see how like the edges are nice and crisp. Like, what? Do you see the goldenness on the cheese? You can't tell me that this don't look like something that'll be sold at a store, at some fancy little bar or whatever the case is. So you literally can make this at home, get you a little bottle of wine, and like y'all have a real like evening. Even if you ain't got nobody, make you a flatbread at the house with some wine and like enjoy yourself. And it's Wednesday, we finna kick it. The kids asleep. Like what? So yeah, the salads is ready. The flatbreads are ready. I don't know. Do you want to see one of them being cut? I will show you one being cut. I'll let my husband take care of it because his cuts be official. So, un momento. And don't come from my cutting board. We've discussed in the last one. I'm working on getting another one. We know the wooden ones are better. I feel like after so long, you burn your fingertips and you don't really feel heat like that no more. So, sliding that bad boy up. I got that one if you wanted that one. And then we're just gonna do a slight little transfer over.
You ain't hold that one for a second. Yeah, I'm gonna just work on one right now. So I usually cut mine like this across. So, you know, make sure you're using a good knife. Because if not, you're going to have to get you some real good lines in it for it to cut through. Because the flatbreads ain't super thin. They thin, but they ain't crazy.
But, you know, it's dough. It's still dough. So,
yeah, so it still takes some elbow.
Now, if you want an extra crispy crust, if you want it to really symbolize that pizza, you can bake your crust without the tray. So like literally just throw the flatbread in on the rack of your oven at 425 with no butter. Pre-bake it just slightly, pull it out, then you do the butter concept if that's what you're going for, the butter and the garlic. If not, then you just go through with adding your toppings or your sauce and then your toppings. So like I said, it's all up to you as to what you want. It's literally your creation. But boy, so
you know, as you can see,
we got a slight pull, but you know it's not.
That's real melting.
It's hot out the oven, but it's not steaming.
That's real melting. So You know, that's how I like my pizza. It's just how I like it actually. You know, I don't do too much sauce. I do a nice amount of cheese. If I was eating pork, it'd be pepperoni because I never really was a sausage eater. Ah. but but yeah, no, this is exactly how this is looking perfect to me.
So, with that being said, everyone, I appreciate y'all stopping in, peeking in. Trevor, we appreciate your interaction this evening. This is something to add on to your menu or to your repertoire if you're interested. By all means, it's a free for all. It's a toppings free for all. So do what you do. I've made breakfast flatbreads as well. So, like I said, do whatever it is that you feel necessary, whatever your heart desires. That's the fun thing about cooking. You can do basically whatever you want. So, with that being said, I hope the rest of y'all enjoy the rest of your evening. And that is just a little food for y'all's skillet. I always mess this up at the end. But that's just a little food for y'all skillet.